proper society. Okay. But, and just a few more sentences would be great.
It's weird that society really isn't like that anymore, even in the South, as often. I also feel like I'm especially weird because I'm from Florida, which part of it is in the South, and part of it is in your dimension, in Miami and Atlanta.
Okay. One way is to suggest that the model of the, well, I won't put out any more. I want to draw some more things out from you. You want to mention your example from last quarter, or anything else that's more fun?
I mean, I do like the whole manners thing and stuff like that, saying like this from a very young age. So manners are like very important.
So
I'm from Miami, so like I don't know about like food
just
and stuff like that.
talk a little bit that way. It's hard to hear with that fan.
I can't really speak on like southern food because where I'm from, it's a lot more Spanish food, so I couldn't speak on that. But I can speak to like the whole manners aspect. Being very important.
Okay. Yes.
I'm from Georgia, and when I was in second grade, my teacher called my mom because I didn't say yes and no.
You say you didn't say yes and sir and ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like a very big deal. So that definitely sort of goes to that. And generally, like people are just sort of expected to like talk to each other, like a grocery store, or like if you see someone like crossing the street, like smile and wave at them. That's just not something that really happens here or other places that I've visited anymore.
So but I love your first introduction. The teacher called your mom and said, "We have a problem with young black braids. She's not using sir and ma'am." Okay, does everybody understand what that means? Yeah, those of you from outside the U.S., you understand? In the back there, you see what she's saying? Yes. Right there, just explain a little bit. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Ironically, I've also been in the South, and I really understand what she means with the idea of like when there are like certain expectations of like Southern culture, and ma'am and sir are definitely like a key part of that. And so at a young age, not using that can be like seen as breaking the rules and the social structure of the South.
And if you say yes sir or yes ma'am, it's a sign of respect and of deference to someone who's a little bit important to respect. So in a sense, it's a recognition of a sense of hierarchy, of status differentiation, which is immoral in a strictly egalitarian society or a strictly egalitarian town or village or state. So in that sense, it shows a greater reference to hierarchy, which may have been stronger in the past, but is still there, certainly in that language. Or people say the U.S. Army speaks with a Southern accent. That is, the military is an institution where respect and hierarchy is clearly visible, and if you look at the people who are active in the military, from the bottom to the very top, they tend to be disproportionately from the South, along with other reasons. Okay, these are great. In the Asian context, what would be an analog of sir and ma'am? One of our, say, someone from Asia. How do you show more classic deference in an Asian conversation? If you're a student, you're talking to a professor, you're talking to someone, and you're about to leave, what do you do? What would you do in the past, at least? Okay. So bowing in the Asian tradition. So when I was in Japan, I was instructed by my collaborator in that. I would say, we're now going to ask for money from a small foundation. We will give them a 25-degree bow. Okay? We're then going to go to the diet, and we're going to ask them for quite a big grant. So let's give them, about 40-degree bow like that. Okay? Now we're going to the very big foundation. We'll give them 90 degrees. Okay, so the amount of the bow is not just sir and ma'am. It depends on how important they are and how the difference in status is there. And so clearly the Asian bowing, which is less active now than it was just 10 and certainly 20 years ago, is an analog of the sir and ma'am, which is, that is you here. This is not 50 years ago. This is a student who's right here now. Her mother, her teacher got a phone call to her mother. She's not being proper. Okay, what did your mother say? Did she say it's okay not to, or did she say?
Yeah, my mom's from Bahamas, so she was like, it's okay, it doesn't really matter. And my mom was like, I should not say that at home. I was like, no, she doesn't. So yeah, just kind of blew over.
And what did you get demoted in school, or didn't you?
No, I kind of was like a bad egg, I guess, in that class. But
Sorry, you kind of what?
well, like my teacher didn't like me that much, but it was pretty fine.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, we'll proceed on Wednesday. Office hours right now if anybody wants to talk.